Hare Krishna. We welcome all of our YouTube Live listeners and our listeners over Facebook Live. Welcome to all of you to this session of Sri Bhagavatamrita, session 102. And we wish all of you a very, very happy Sri Radhashtami. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumara Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatra Dharana Para Om Jnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanatha Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vakam Karoti Vachalam Pangurlangayate Girim Yat Kripadamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Wish you all a very, very happy Radhashtami today. In US as well as in India, both we have Radhashtami right now. And so today we will discuss the Srimad Bhagavatamrita, 12th canto, chapter 3, Bhumi-gītā. And after that,
we will discuss some beautiful glories of Srimati Radharani. So stay tuned for a wonderful session, the glories of Srimati Radharani based on the Ashtakaliya Nitya Lila of the Lord.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So we will today discuss the Bhumi-gītā. The Bhumi-gītā is actually what is spoken by Bhumi Devi and which is narrated by Maharaj Parikshit. So Bhumi Devi is speaking this beautiful Bhumi-gītā, but it is being narrated by Srila Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So this chapter describes how Bhumi Devi, she takes note of the foolishness of the many kings who are bent upon conquering Bhumi Devi. It also describes how even though the age of Kali is full of faults, the glorification of the name of Lord Hari destroys every fault in Kali Yuga. So this is text 1. Srila Shukadev Goswami is saying, seeing the kings of this earth busy trying to conquer her, the earth herself laughed. She said, just see how these kings, who are actually playthings in the hands of death, are desiring to conquer me. Text 15, Shukadev Goswami continues to speak. The person who desires pure devotional service to Lord Krishna should hear the narrations of Lord Uttama Shloka's glorious qualities, the constant chanting of which destroys everything inauspicious. The devotee should engage in such listening in regular daily assemblies and should also continue his hearing throughout the day. Now, this is a very, very important verse, text 15 of this chapter 3. It's very, very important where Krishna himself, Shukadev Goswami is describing about the glories of devotional service and the importance of not just thinking that, okay, I did my morning seva, I did my morning program, I listened to one time the Bhagavatam, and that's fine. That's enough. But here Srila Shukadev Goswami in the last line, he's saying the devotee should engage in such listening on a regular daily basis and should also continue the hearing throughout the day. So it's not that we just, surrender to Krishna in the morning and then in the evening we forget all about it. That is why it is said that it is a moment by moment surrender to Krishna. Maya Devi, she's very, very chalak. She's very, very clever. She comes and entices the devotee that, my dear devotee, you got up so early in the morning. So now you finished your chanting, 16 rounds over, 4 extra rounds, 20 rounds over, 25 rounds over. You're so great. Now you can take rest. And now you can just relax and chill and do anything that you want. Come to me. Maya Devi calls like this. Give me one moment and I will make you relaxed. And the rest of your life you can give to Krishna. That's how Maya Devi entices us. But what does a faithful and a sincere devotee, how do they respond to Maya Devi's such enticing talks? They say, Maya Devi, please, let me surrender to Krishna for this one moment. And then I promise you from the next moment onwards, I'm yours. This one moment, let me surrender to Krishna. So that is how, a devotee chooses Krishna every single moment of the day. So that is why Srila Prabhupada said that this is a moment by moment surrender to the Supreme Lord. So Maharaj Parikshit, he inquires in text 16 that, my Lord, Shukadev Goswami, how can persons living in the age of Kali rid themselves of the cumulative contamination of this age? Oh, great sage, please explain this to me. So in the previous 2 chapters, we heard from Prabhu yesterday how degraded this fallen age of Kali is. So hearing all of that, Parikshit Maharaj was a little concerned That how are the people in this age of Kali going to rid themselves of all this cumulative contamination? So from text 24 to text 44, all the ill effects of Kali Yuga, which have been previously described in yesterday's session, that have been repeated by Shukadev Goswami. So text 25, Shukadev Goswami says, in the age of Kali, people tend to be greedy, ill-behaved and merciless, and they fight one another without good reason. Unfortunate and obsessed with material desires, the people of Kali Yuga are almost all Shudras and barbarians. This is the general category of the people. So text 44, Shukadev Goswami is saying that terrified, the people of Kali Yuga who are about to die, a man on the verge of death, they collapse on their bed. Although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is speaking, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his fruit of work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord. So Shukadev Goswami is saying that even though people are lying on their deathbed, but their voices are not working, but still they'll call their managers, they will call, come, please tell me, where is my wealth going to be distributed? How is it? Who is going to take care of my properties? That's what they're concerned about. This is the godless society that has come to. So from text 45 to text 52, the glories of this very special and unique Kali Yuga has been described by Srila Shukadev Goswami. So text 46, Shukadev Goswami says, if a person hears about, glorifies, meditates upon, worships, or simply offers great respect to the Supreme Lord who is situated within the heart, the Lord will remove his mind from the contamination accumulated during many, many thousands of lifetimes. So this is how merciful Krishna is. Krishna is waiting for an opportunity for us to look towards Krishna. Krishna is just waiting. And once the living entity looks and reaches out to Krishna, that Krishna, please help, Krishna comes 10 steps towards that living entity. One step of the living entity, and Krishna comes 10 steps towards them. That is the mercy of Krishna. And that is the mercy of this special Kali Yuga. And that what is the special, unique attribute of this particular Kali Yuga? This 28th cycle of the 7th Manu. What is the speciality of this particular Kali Yuga is explained in text 51. So Maharaj Parikshit is being told by Srila Shukadev Goswami in text 51 of this chapter. He says, Kaler doshe nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahad guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from the material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Vrajadham, Goloka Vrindavan, Shri Vrajadham is being mentioned here by Srila Shukadev Goswami. That what is the benefit of simply taking shelter of the holy names, the chanting of the holy names? Kirtana Deva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. The highest and the supreme most abode, which is described by Lord Brahma himself in the Brahma Samhita. Lord Brahma says, Golokanamni nijadhamni talechatasya Devi Mahesha Haridhamashu Teshu Teshu. Means it's Devi Mahesha Haridham. Haridham is Vaikuntha. So even above Vaikuntha is Goloka Dham. So it's the topmost dham. That is, Param Vraja. That is Goloka Vrindavan Dham. So this text 51 of chapter 3 of the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam gives us the direct destination of a person who in this Kali Yuga, who is engaged in chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is guaranteed to go back home, back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan Dham. This is the guarantee of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this regard, there's a very beautiful story about Kali Yuga. So, Maharaj Parikshit is being told here by Shukadev Goswami that, Kaler Doshe Nidhe Rajan, that this Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. So towards the end of the Dwapar Yuga, when Maharaj Yudhishthir was coronated into the throne after the battle of Kurukshetra and everything, that time Bhima was appointed as the minister, as the bodyguard, so to speak. So anyone who wanted audience with Maharaj Yudhishthir had to go through Bhima. So Bhima would stand guard. So one day one citizen came running to Bhima and said, Bhima, 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 I saw something very, very unique. So Bhima said, oh, what did you see? He said, I saw that there was a very nice lush field of crops, very nice crops. And there was a fence that was guarding the crops, a wooden fence. But then suddenly the wooden fence, they became live and they started gobbling on the crops. They started eating the crops. Bhima said, are you mad? What's wrong with you? How can the wooden fence eat the crops? So the citizen said, that's what I saw. I want, what is the meaning of this? So Bhima said, yeah, go inside. Yudhishthir Maharaj will tell you. So Bhima continued to stand. The second citizen came running. He said, Bhima, 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 I saw something very, very strange. And then Bhima said, oh, what strange thing did you see? He said, I saw that there was one big water pot. And that one big water pot was able to nicely fill out 5 small water pots. But when those 5 pots came together and they poured the water back into that one big pot, the water was not able to fill. The Bhima said, this is simple. Water must have spilled. He said, no, not a drop spilled anywhere. Where did the water go? What is the meaning of this? Bhima said, oh, I don't know. So you also go inside. Third person came running. Said, Bhima, I've seen something really, really crazy and strange. So Bhima said, what did you see? So he said, I saw that there was a man who took a needle and he started threading an elephant through the eye of the needle. The entire elephant passed through and the tail got stuck. So then Bhima said, what? Crazy? Are you crazy? He said, no, this is what I saw. What does this mean, Bhima? So then Bhima said, you also go inside, ask Yudhishthir. And then Bhima, he's continued standing there. And then the 4th person came running. And when that 4th person came running, Bhima said, my dear sir, you wait. You saw something also strange? He said, yes, something very strange I saw, Bhima. He said, okay. Bhima caught him by the hand and the 4th man, Bhima took him inside personally to Maharaj Yudhishthir. And when they came in front of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Bhima said that this is, really a day of surprises, a day of crazy events that are happening. So this first person, this last person, what did he see? The last person whom Bhima brought, this last person came and said to Maharaj Yudhishthir that I saw a very strange thing, that there was a huge mountain. And that mountain, one person, he took a rope, a simple rope, he made a sling out of it, and then he just put it on top of the mountain and he pulled the mountain. And then the entire mountain came crumbling down. And Bhima was tearing his hair apart. He said, how can a thread crumple down an entire mountain? It's not possible. So Maharaj Yudhishthir, they were all waiting that what Maharaj Yudhishthir is going to explain. And Yudhishthir Maharaj very calmly said that, my dear citizens, please don't be worried. This is all the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So the symptoms, the first person, what did he see? He saw that the green lush crops were getting eaten by the fence. So Maharaj Yudhishthir said this is one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga, that those who are protectors will become the destroyers. Rakshak will become Bhakshak. Those who are meant to protect the society, they are the ones who are going to annihilate the society. They are the ones who are going to take advantage of the people by destroying them. They're not going to help. No one in power is going to help anyone in the normal regular citizens. This is one quality of Kali Yuga, one fault of Kali Yuga, characteristic of Kali Yuga. Second person, he saw that the one big water pot is able to fill 5 small water pots, but 5 pots collectively are not able to fill one big water pot. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, this is this one more symptom of Kali Yuga. And that is that the parents, the guru, the Shiksha Guru, the Diksha Guru, all these gurus or parents, people in responsible, as parents, they are able to take care of their dependents very nicely. But when it is turn for the children or for the students to take care of the guru, to take care of the parents, they are not able to do it. Children will put their parents in old age homes. They don't take care of their parents. Then students will backstab the guru. Disciples, will just kick on the face of the guru, on the stomach of the guru. What have you done for me? Nothing you have done. Ungrateful. Kritagna people are very, very Kritagna. They are, very selfish. So this is another characteristic of Kali Yuga. Third person, what did he see? That a man was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. So then Maharaj Yudhishthir said that this is another symptom of Kali Yuga. That in Kali Yuga, the judicial system is going to be so polluted that people with money, with the power of money, with the abuse of their power, big criminals will pass away. But it is the small tail of the elephant, like the small criminals. They are those who don't have any power. They are the ones who are going to get crushed by the judicial system. So everything is a power play. It's a game of power. So that is another fault of Kali Yuga. So then what did the fourth person see? A big mountain getting crumbled by a single strand of thread. So Yudhishthira Maharaj laughed and he said that although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is just one good quality in Kali Yuga. Asti heko mahad gunan, which is simply by the chanting of the holy names, which are strung around a simple thread, beads that are strung around a simple thread. That when we chant, when we seek shelter of that thread, it can crumple down mountains and mountains of sinful activities, which are accumulated not just from this lifetime, but from millions and millions of lifetimes. That is the glory of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is how Yudhishthir Maharaj explained that Kali Yuga is about to come. So Asti Eko Mahad Gunan, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajayat. So then the last verse of this particular chapter, it's actually a very, very dear verse of Prabhu. So I request Prabhu to speak on this last verse of this particular chapter.
Krite yadhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makhai dvapare paricharyayam kalau tadhari kirtanat. Whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performance of sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So this actually talks about the how Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful that there is no other means of self-realization is possible in this age except chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Because actually chanting of the holy names is possible in all the ages. In all four ages, chanting of the holy name is a valid means of self-realization. Dhruva Maharaj, Satya Yuga, even though it's meditation, he chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He went. Lord Ram's name is also potent. But in Kali Yuga, there is nothing else. In Satya Yuga, meditating on Vishnu and chanting the holy names. In Treta Yuga, sacrifices and chanting the holy names. But in Kali Yuga, nothing else. Only chanting the holy names. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam. Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva. Gatiranyatha. So that is very important. Chanting the holy names, that only will deliver us from the sinful reactions, from the offensive mentality, especially if we chant with urgent helplessness, that we need the mercy now, not whenever possible. Think about it. No, Krishna, I need your mercy now, please. I cannot sustain myself. I want to come back to you now. With that urgency, Srila Prabhupada, the main thing in Srila Prabhupada was his urgency in spreading Krishna consciousness. How could he do this in a short span of 12 years, building such a big organization and empowering such young devotees? Because of his urgency to spread Krishna consciousness, he instilled amongst his disciples the urgency to take shelter of Krishna consciousness. And that urgency is required. Maharaj Parikshit had that urgency. Arjuna felt that urgency. Because of that urgency, they became so eager to hear the message of the Lord that Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam became the standard text for all people desiring self-realization. That eagerness. The Krishna Katha has happened so many times in the entire universe. But why was the Katha between Shukadev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit considered glorious? Because of the urgency to take up to Krishna consciousness. So today on Sri Radhashtami, let us urgently beg Srimati Radharani, please grant me the service attitude that pleases you. Please allow me to be grateful in every situation of life, and please tell us how we can, give us the intelligence, give us the strength. How can we serve you? How can we please you? How can we please our Guru Vargas, Srila Prabhupada, Vaishnavas and Krishna? If we beg with that urgency, Srimati Radharani will reciprocate with our eagerness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So now with this, we end our third chapter of the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And now we will continue our session with the glories of Srimati Radharani and Krishna on this very, very auspicious day of the divine appearance of Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani, she is so special. She is the epitome of mercy, compassion. So Krishna, he has been established as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by himself and by all the other, devatas. They have established Krishna as the Adi Purusha, Govindam Adi Purusham, Tamaham Bhajan. And that Krishna, when he is so happy, when Krishna manifests his happiness, it comes out of Krishna and manifests in the form of Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is the Ladini Shakti of Sri Krishna. So we thought that in honor of Sri Radhashtami, that we will go through the Ashtakala Lila of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna.
So Ashtakaliya Nitya Lila means Radha Krishna's eternal eightfold daily pastimes, which means a day is distributed in 8 paher or
Kalas.
kala, 8 times. What Krishna does, Radha and Krishna do from such and such time to such and such time, and then such and such time to such and such time. This is when it's distributed in 8 kalas, that's Ashtakaliya Leela. So this version of the Ashtakaliya Nitya Leela, which is the most bona fide for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, was revealed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is actually essential basic knowledge for all devotees following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, Rupanuga. And so we'll have the 8 shlokas, we will only read the translation. They are excerpts from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's classic Govinda Lilamrita, and it's actually named Shri Radha Krishna Yo Ashtakaliya Lila Smarana Mangala Stotram.
So again, here the Ashtakaliya Lila, we should not mistake it to think that it has anything to do with Kaliya, the snake. It is specifically called as the Ashtakala Lila, or it's also called as the Ashtakaliya Lila. So when it is along with Srimati Radharani and Krishna, then it's called as the Ashtakaliya Lila.
So during the 8 periods of the day, starting from 3:22 a.m., Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, up till 5:46 a.m. The verse that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says is, I remember Radha and Krishna at the close of night. Vrinda Devi, who was attending them, was not happy at that moment, knowing that before dawn, the divine couple would separate themselves. However, she did her duty. She prompted the parrot and the myna to sing many pleasing songs. Those songs awakened Radha and Krishna. They left that place for their own residences where they occupied their own beds. So Vrinda Devi here, it says, she engages various birds as alarm clocks for Radha and Krishna, who wake up the divine couple, these alarm clocks, these sweet birdies. These are the real tweets in the spiritual world. We have Twitter, but there, Twitter is by real birds as tweets. They tweet, parrot and myna, as instructed by Vrinda Devi. She's the manager of the various forest entities and Krishna's pastimes. She utilizes everyone's qualities in the service of Radha and Krishna. Just like we pray every morning to Vrinda Devi, Tulasi Devi, Moraye Abhilash, Vilas Kunje Diyobash, Seba Adhikar Diye, Koro Nij Dasi. This is what it means to give residence in Vilas Kunja, to bestow the adhikar, the authorization to allow us to be the servant of Vrinda Devi. That is our aspiration. Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai.
Jai. So then the next prayer, the next paher comes, the next time is, the next kala is from 5:46 a.m. to 8:10 a.m. Now we realize in the previous paher that it starts from 3:22. So from 3:22, Krishna and Radharani, they actually wake up in the Brahma Muhurta time. At 3:22 is when Krishna wakes up every single day. So Krishna is teaching by his own example that, we must wake up during this Muhurta every single morning. This is Brahma Muhurta time. So then from 5:46 a.m. to 8:10 a.m., what do their lordships do? So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that I worship Radha and Krishna. Srimati Radharani has finished her ablutions, means her bath, and ornaments her body when she was called for by Mother Jashoda early in the morning through her friends. And there in her house, in the house of Mother Jashoda, she prepares different foods and drinks for Krishna. Upon awakening, Krishna went first to the cowshed and he milked the cows, and then came home and took his bath, eating his meal in the company of his playmates. And then after that, Srimati Radharani, she partook the remnants of Sri Krishna. So here in this regard, it is explained that Srimati Radharani, she was given very special blessings by Durvasa Muni. In fact, in the book Appreciating Sri Vrindavan Dham, there's a quotation from the Radha Krishna Ganadesh Deepika saying that Srimati Radharani has all unique qualities. But the best quality that she possesses is her unique ability to cook. So this, her quality, this is the quality that stands out the most in her service to Krishna. She's the best cook. So Srimati Radharani, she had received special blessings in Bhauma Lila by Durvasa Muni in order to, and this blessing was also given by Durvasa Muni so that he could facilitate the intimate Leelas of Radha and Krishna, so that the divine couple could meet every single day, so that Srimati Radharani could travel to Nandagaon every single day to cook for Krishna. Because, the Durvasa Muni had given the benediction to Srimati Radharani that whoever eats whatever Srimati Radharani cooks will never get diseased. And whatever she cooks will be tasting like nectar. And they will never be diseased. They will never fall sick. So Mother Jashoda, she never wanted even little calamity upon her Kanha. She wanted the best for Kanha. So Maya Yashoda, she would never cook for Krishna. Only thing Mother Yashoda would make is she would churn butter, fresh butter for Krishna. Because all the cooking for Krishna would be done by none other than Srimati Radharani. So Mother Yashoda, she would, especially she went after Srimati Radharani's marriage also, when Srimati Radharani would be living in Javat. At that time also, Mother Yashoda had gone all the way to Jatila and Kutila, to the in-laws of Srimati Radharani, and specially requested that this is for my son. Please allow your daughter-in-law to continue to come and cook for my son. So Srimati Radharani would be, sent, nice. Mother Yashoda would send servants to accompany Radharani to bring her back to the palace. And then she would come and cook for Krishna. And when she would come and cook for Krishna, it is said that till today, Srimati Radharani has never cooked an item twice. She has never repeated even a single item for Krishna. So this is the amazing, amazing quality of Srimati Radharani, that she pleases Krishna by her beautiful cooking service.
Then from 8:10 a.m. to 10:34 a.m., Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, I remember Sri Krishna in the forenoon. He was going towards the forest, followed by cows and cowherd friends. Others, like Nanda Maharaj, also followed him. Because he was anxious to be with Radharani, Krishna went to search her out on the banks of Sri Radha Kunda. I also remember Sri Radha. This is continuation of this verse. Earlier he remembered Krishna. Then separately, I also remember Sri Radha, who having caught a glimpse of Krishna, went home, where she was ordered by her mother-in-law Jatila to worship the sun god. Radharani had sent her girlfriends to discover Krishna's whereabouts, and thus she casting her eyes down the pathway by which they were likely to return. So Gopas and the Gopis, they go to a place called Sanket. Saket is a place which is where they go in between Barsana and Nandagaon. It's also called Sanket. Sanket means indication. So Gopas and Gopis, they go to this place, Saket, and they stand at this place between Nandagaon and Barsana. Radharani is in Barsana, Krishna is in Nandagaon. Saket is right in the middle. They stand and indicate the meeting places to both of them. Then Sri Krishna, he notices the red footprints of Radharani and finds her. Lord Balaram also sees those footprints of Radharani, but he avoids the red footprints so that he does not want to embarrass Sri Radhe. Similarly, Srimati Radharani, she notices the lotus feet marks. Krishna has so many marks under his lotus feet. And then she finds her beloved Sri Madhava.
So these are such beautiful, beautiful meditations that, we have so much. The acharyas are so merciful that they have given us meditation for every moment of the day. If we can just remember this TheAshtaKala Lila, that, oh, now Krishna is doing this. Now Srimati Radharani is doing this. So now we are going to see what Krishna and Srimati Radharani are doing from 10:34 a.m. to 3:22 p.m. So this is the mid-morning and Krishna during the midday period. Both were happy in each other's company, exhibiting goosebumps and other symptoms as their bodily ornaments. They were engrossed in various sports, such as playing seesaw, roaming in the forest, sporting in the waters of the Jamuna, hiding Krishna's flute, drinking honey, and worshipping the sun god. Each had a great longing for the other, and both were attended by large retinues of friends. So such beautiful, sports Krishna. Even Krishna would play seesaw with the gopis. So it is explained in the Ujjvala Nilamani that Vishakha Devi, whose appearance we are celebrating today along with Srimati Radharani. Vishakha Devi appears on the same day as Srimati Radharani. So Vishakha Devi is saying in Ujjvala Nilamani, she's talking and describing to Srimati Radharani about Krishna's most enchanting flute. So Vishakha Devi is describing the flute to Srimati Radharani. She's saying that, Sakhi, as Krishna's flute touches the splendid teeth of Krishna, Krishna's flute becomes like a crystal wand, because white teeth become, the flute also takes on the same color as Krishna's teeth. So it becomes like a crystal wand. When it touches Krishna's red lotus palms, it looks like a ruby stick. And where it touches Krishna's blue lotus cheek, it looks like sapphire. Look, my dear Sakhi, in this way Krishna's flute looks like these three different jewels. So this is the way the Sakhis are glorifying Krishna's flute. And in the 10th chapter of Sri Govinda Lilamrita, which is written by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself, there's a very vivid description of Srimati Radharani stealing the flute of Krishna. It's very, very beautifully described that how Srimati Radharani, she's extremely expert in stealing Krishna's flute. And after stealing the flute from Krishna, she from behind, she passes on to another Sakhi. That Sakhi passes to another Sakhi. They keep passing the flute. And then suddenly Krishna realizes, Are, where is my flute? He doesn't even know that Radharani so nicely, she had, slyly, she just steals Krishna's flute. So then after some time, Krishna realized, Are, where's my Venu? Where did it go? So then he goes around searching all the gopis individually and looking for his flute. So this is a very, very sweet, a very, very intimate Lila that, Sri Govinda Dev Ji enjoys with his Sakhis. So similarly, Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their Sakhis, they have beautiful water pastimes at Sri Radha Kund, at Shama Kund, at different sarovars which are in and around Sri Giriraj. They have lotus battles. When Krishna, he is surrounded by a, swarm of, blue lotuses. And then Srimati Radharani, she just takes the lotus, which is on her hand. It's pink lotus. And as soon as she throws the pink lotus on Krishna, that lotus changes color. It becomes blue. When Krishna takes the blue lotus and he throws upon Srimati Radharani, that lotus becomes pink in color. This is the transcendental exchange. And Yamuna Devi, she is in ecstasy when the divine couple are sporting in her waters. It is said that when Radha and Krishna are coming inside the Jamuna, it is said that Yamuna Devi, she manifests beautiful waves. The waves are like her elongated arms, which are embracing Sri Radha and Krishna, touching their lotus feet, embracing them. This is the way Jamuna is establishing her, ecstasy, expressing her ecstasy to Radha and Krishna. Then as soon as they finish the water pastimes, Radha and Krishna come out, they decorate themselves with fresh new clothes. Vrinda Devi, who arranges for all of this. And then Srimati Radharani, with her own lotus hands, she makes beautiful, refreshing drinks for Krishna. And in lotus leaves, she carves out beautiful tal fruit. And she just doesn't serve the tal fruit just like that. She carves very elegantly. She carves Shankha, Chakra, Padma, all that on this beautiful, on the tal fruit. How elegantly she serves Krishna, so artistically. So this is how this Leela during this time is explained. Then from 3:22 to 5:46 p.m. in the evening time, this is the Godhuli Lagna, which is, coming. The sun is about to set at 5:45. So here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that I remember Sri Radha, who arranged many presents for Krishna after she arrives back to her own home. By this time, she has taken her bath and has dressed in beautiful clothes, and she is full of joy to see the lotus face of her beloved Sri Krishna. And I also remember Sri Krishna in the afternoon. He is walking back towards Vraja, followed by the cows and the cowherd boyfriends. At home, he is received by Nanda Baba and the other elderly people, and then he is bathed and groomed by Mother Jashoda. So when Krishna would return every day from the forest, the gopis, Srimati Radharani, they would all be waiting to look upon the lotus beautiful face of Sri Krishna, which was covered in Brajadhuli. Krishna's entire body would be covered in Brajadhuli. And the reason for this is that Krishna, he loves his devotees so much that Krishna would think, my dear devotees, the gopas, the gopis, the cows, the animals of Vrindavan, they are all walking on the dust of Vrindavan. So the dust of their lotus feet is there in this dust of Braj. So Krishna would, he would pour himself and cover himself with the Renu, with the dust of Sri Brajadham. As Dinabandhu Prabhu very sweetly says, that this, he says that Brajadham is very, very special. Why? Because Dinabandhu Prabhu, in his very unique style, he says, Thakurji ne Braj ki Raj khai. He says that Krishna, he has eaten the dirt of Braj. Braj ki Raj Thakurji ne khai. That's what makes this Vrindavan Dham so glorious. This Krishna and Srimati Radharani and the gopis, they would wait for Krishna to come back during this Godhuli Lagna. During this, this time frame, Krishna would return from the forest. Everyone is waiting for Krishna to come, as the gopis have said in the Gopi-gītā. Dina parikshaye Nila kuntalai Vanarohananam Bibhradavritam Ghanarajam Darshayan Moho Manasina Smaram Virayachasi. As soon as Krishna would come in front of Mother Jashoda, Maya would say, Lala, please close your eyes. And Mother Jashoda would go, oof. She would blow into the face of Krishna, and then all the dust would clear up from Krishna's face. But this is the gopis are describing the beauty of Krishna when he's returning back after the cow herding Lila from the entire day.
So then we start from 5:46 p.m. to 8:10 p.m. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami continues. I remember Sri Radha in the evening. She had sent many exquisite preparations for beloved Krishna with her friend, who brought back the remainder of the food tasted by him. Radharani became very happy to partake of it. I also remember Vrajendra Krishna, who had taken his bath at home and was very well dressed. Mother Yashoda embraced him. He came to the cow herd and cow shed and milked several cows. And after finishing this chore, he again returned home and took his meals. So here we see that whatever Krishna eats is personally made by Sri Radhe, and then that Mahaprasad is brought back to her. And that is what she honors, this Mahaprasad. Sri Govinda Lilamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's, describes at this time, Sri Radhe makes delicacies till 8:10 p.m. like kachoris, samosa, chaats, salty savories. This is like evening breakfast. Sweet delicacies, few refreshing drinks. Beautifully, these drinks are flavored with camphor, with saffron, kevra, rose. And then it goes to Krishna again, so that Krishna can have dinner, light dinner, with snacks, kachori, samosa kind of thing. So, but nothing is repeated.
So here, after taking his dinner, from 8:10 p.m. to 10:34 p.m., Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is teaching us to meditate in this way. I remember Sri Radhe early in the evening in the company of her Sakhis. She has dressed herself in clothes suitable for the dark and light fortnight. And pursuing Vrinda Devi's advice, she made her way to a beautiful forest grove of peace and bliss on the banks of the Jamuna, accompanied by a messenger. I also remember Sri Krishna sitting in an assembly of cow herders and watching various acrobatic feats. Jashoda Maya Yashoda then brought him home and attempted to put him to sleep. Afterwards, the Lord quietly left his bed for the beautiful forest grove of bliss. This is very beautifully, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has chosen his words. So here, Srimati Radharani, it is said that in the Radha Krishna Ganodesh Deepika, it is mentioned that Srimati Radharani, based on the position of the moon, she dresses herself accordingly. If there is Amavasya, means there's no moon in the sky, then Srimati Radharani wears dark, shining outfits. And on the full moon nights, on Purnima, she adorns herself with crystal colored outfits. This is because she may become undetected. She may blend in with the night so that no one knows that it is Radharani who is going. So the outfit that Sri Krishna adorns, he just admires Srimati Radharani the most, on Srimati Radharani, is when Srimati Radharani is dressed in a dark blue sari, which has, small red color flowers all over it and golden flowers all over it. And she has a red blouse which matches with that outfit, with that sari. So this is again according to Sri Krishna Ganodesh Deepika. It is explained. So here, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that Radharani is accompanied by a messenger, and that messenger is actually a deer. The deer is the messenger who comes to take Srimati Radharani from one particular point. Vrinda Devi sends the deer, and Srimati Radharani just follows the deer. The deer knows exactly which kunja, which forest grove to take Srimati Radharani to. And Sri Krishna, he was watching different acrobatic feats, means like, this is relaxing time for Krishna. No TV in those days, so there would be live performances for Krishna. So Krishna would enjoy some live performances, and then Maya Yashoda would attempt to put Krishna to sleep. So attempt to put Krishna to sleep means she would think that, yes, my baby is slept. So she would turn off, all the lights, make the room dark, and say, tell Balaram that, okay, now Kanha is sleeping, you take care of him. Balaram say, yeah, Maya, you go. I'll take care of Kanha. And as soon as Maya Yashoda would leave, Kanha would also slip away and run to the forest to meet with Srimati Radharani and the gopis. So this is how it is explained that Srimati Radharani, the jewelry that Srimati Radharani adorns on her personality, and especially Srimati Radharani's toenails, it is explained that they are as bright as millions of cooling moons. And they have magical siddhis, mystical siddhis. And this is described by Lord Shiva himself in his glorification of Srimati Radharani in the Radha Kripa Kataksha Stavaraja in verse 11. Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Jarchite Himadrija Pulomaja Virinchaja Vara Prade Aparasiddhiriddhidikta Satpadam Gulinakhe Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam.
O goddess, worshipped by Brahma, O goddess whom countless millions of Vaishnavas bow down, O goddess who gives blessings to Parvati, Shachi, and Saraswati, O goddess whose toenails are anointed with limitless opulences and mystic perfections, when will you cast your merciful sidelong glance upon me? So then 10:34 to 3:22 a.m. in the night. This is 10:34 p.m. to again 3:22 a.m. when they are later woken up by the sweet tweets of the birds. But this is in the night. I remember both Radha and Krishna, who were anxious for each other's company when they are together. Vrinda attends the loving couple in various ways. They both look very charming along with their loving friends while they roam in the forests and are engrossed in singing and dancing in the style of rasa. They feel tired after so many sportive activities. They are then looked after by many loving friends like the Manjiris. At night, they repose on a bed of flowers and then they sleep. So one time during such a night, Krishna glorified Srimati Radharani and said, Radhe, your complexion is so beautiful. It's as beautiful as the moon. And Radharani, what? You are comparing me to the moon? She became furious. Krishna said, Radhe, what did I say? I'm just glorifying you. I'm just trying to compare you. You're so beautiful and effulgent like the moon. Radhe said, don't compare me to the moon. Because Krishna said, why? Radhe said, moon has 5 defects. And you are known as Krishna Chandra. Therefore, I don't want to be associated with the moon. I said, why? What are the 5 defects? Radharani says, the moon has kalank. It has spots. When we look at the moon, there is a black rabbit inside the moon. That's the spot. So, do you think I have spots? I have kalank? Don't compare me to the moon. The moon, second is the moon shrinks. He's not constant. It sometimes shrinks, then sometimes grows, then shrinks, then grows. It always keeps changing its mind. You are more like that. You keep changing your mind. You keep going to different gopis. Don't compare me. I am straight. I never change. I'm very loyal. And then moon is also like you and not like me because it's bake. It's round. It's curved everywhere. Just like you are threefold curved, bending form. This moon is curved everywhere. It's round. It's not straight. I am a straight Bholi Gopi. I'm a very innocent girl. I'm straight. You are like the moon, not me. And you know what? He is Nishachar. Nishachar means he comes out in the night. Who all come out in the night? Ghosts and hobgoblins and pishachinis. All of them come out in the night. Do you think I am a Nishachar? No. The moon is Vishabandhu, meaning it's the friend of the poison. Krishna says, what? How can you call moon as poisonous? Says, remember when the moon came out of the churning of the ocean of the milk? Moon was one of them that came out. The first thing that came out was halahal, the poison, which was then drunk by Mahadev. And he's called Nilakantha. But after that, Uchchaishrava and Airavata and Lakshmi Devi and so many different things came out, beings came out, and moon also came out from the same churning that the poison came out. So it is the friend of the poison. Do you think I'm poisonous? No. In fact, you are Vishabandhu. Because this is actually a glorification of Krishna. Even though Radharani is compared Krishna to the moon in a very sarcastic way, but actually she is glorifying Krishna. That you are Vishabandhu. that you accept even those people who are Dinabandhu, who are very fallen. You are the friend of the fallen, who have poison in their heart of the anarthas. Still you accept whatever devotion they give. You remove the poison and the anarthas and just accept their loving attitude. That's how Srila Prabhupada was. Srila Prabhupada didn't see the disqualification in people. He saw how people are qualified. What is their good qualities? And he would fan that and then make them into great devotees. And also, Krishna, the fifth defect is that one of the names of the moon is Chandra. And it very closely resembles to one of the gopis that is my rival, Chandravali. So don't compare me to Chandra, to the moon. And so Radharani was very, very, very much did not like this comparison with the moon. So these kind of pastimes occur in the night from 10:34 p.m. to 3:22 a.m. And then, of course, in between they both repose in their beds and sleep.
So this is the Ashtakala Lila of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, which gives us a beautiful meditation that how we can also during these different timings of the day, we can meditate that what is Radha and Krishna, what are they doing during this time. So in this way, we can focus our consciousness in meditating in the divine couple. So here, we'd like to conclude that Srila Srinivasa Acharya, in his glorification of the Shad Goswamis, of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, in the last verse in the Shad Goswami Ashtakam, Srila Srinivasa Acharya writes, He Radhe Vraja Devi ke chalalite, He Nanda Sunakuta, Shri Govardhana Kalpa Padapatale, Kalindi Vanekuta, Ghoshantaviti Sarvato Vrajapure, Kedair Mahavivaro, Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugao, Shri Jiva Gopalako.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami, and Shri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who were chanting very loudly everywhere in Vrindavan, shouting, O Queen of Vrindavan, Radharani, O Lalita, O son of Nanda Maharaj, where are you now? Are you just on the hill of Govardhan? Or are you under the trees on the bank of the Yamuna? Where are you? These were the moods in executing Krishna consciousness.
So in this same mood, if we also are able to call out lovingly that Sri Radhe, please, please show your mercy to us. Please be merciful to us. Then Srimati Radharani and Krishna, they will definitely reciprocate. So in that same mood, let us conclude our session today with a very beautiful kirtan of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. So please do join us.
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe 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 Govind Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe.
Radhe Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe. Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe. जय बरसाने वाली श्रीमती राधा रानी की
जय।
वृषभानु नंदिनी की
जय।
वृंदावनेश्वरी श्रीमती राधा रानी की
जय।
जय श्री राधाष्टमी तिथि महामहोत्सव की जय. So we have a comment by Geeta Varadarajan Mataji. Intimate pastimes of Ashtakala Lila. Heard it in Nectar of Instruction, but didn't know the details. Very blessed on this day to hear detailed pastime. So, thank you so much for your comment, Geeta Mataji. And we'd like to thank Reena Mataji. We'd like to thank Keshavi and Venkatapati Prabhu, Shama Supriya, Madhubhashini Mataji, Rajeshwari Mataji, Swati Mataji, Ma Baba, Soumya Mataji, Meena Mataji, Radhika Mataji, Bhargavi, Gandharvika, Manjari, Sudesh Prabhu, Vrindavani Mataji, thank you all so much. These are devotees who joined us live over YouTube and over Facebook. We'd like to thank
Ranjani Gopika Mataji, Narsimha Gaurahari Prabhu, Shama Supriya Mataji, Parmeshwari Radha Mataji, Asim Sarkar Prabhu, Shamala Gopika Mataji, and Surya Prabhu, Murlidhar Prabhu. I think Shamala Gopika Mataji says, could you please able to summarize timings and their activities shortly, so quickly to remember and meditate?
Sure. So here we go.
So the first time it starts is from 3:22 a.m. to 3:22 a.m. to 5:46 a.m. They wake up and they go to their respective places. Vrinda Devi wakes them up through the birds. Then 5:46 a.m. to 8:10 a.m. Srimati Radharani, she dresses up, adorns herself in garments, and she prepares food and drink, milks the cows.
Krishna milks the cows.
Yeah, Krishna milks the
Radharani
cows.
cooks.
Yes, and Radharani cooks. Then 8:10 a.m. to 10:34 a.m. Then Krishna goes to the forest and he goes in search of Radharani to Radha Kunda. And Srimati Radharani, she goes home and worships the sun god and then sends her girlfriends to find out where Krishna wants to meet. Then 10:34 a.m. to 3:22 p.m.
At that time, they have midday sporting that they do. They play a lot of games. They sport in the Jamuna. They worship the sun god. They have the pastimes of hiding Krishna's flute, stealing Krishna's flute. All these different playful pastimes are enjoyed by Shri Shri Radha and Krishna during that time. Then from 3:22 to 5:46 is when Krishna returns home after, doing his leelas in the forest. Krishna comes back to Braj, and Srimati Radharani, she would have also returned, and she starts preparing for Krishna's dinner.
And then now evening is there, 5:46 p.m., because Krishna has sent back at 5:46. He sends back the remnants that he has had for lunch, and Radharani then has her lunch at that time, 5:46 to 8:10. And Krishna, he nicely dresses, and Mother Yashoda embraces him. Then 8:10 to 10:34 p.m. This is in the night. Radharani, she goes out. So this is in the night. She goes out and
She dresses
dresses
herself
herself in
beautifully,
different ways. And then Krishna is sitting with the cowherd men and boys and just
watching
watching
dramas and
dramas and
live
acrobatics.
shows.
Yeah, acrobatic shows, it says. And
And then Krishna also slips out in the middle of the night
yeah,
to go and meet with
this is
Srimati
till 10, yeah,
Radharani.
8:10 to 10:34. Then 10:34, they go out, and they 10:34 p.m. to 3:22 a.m. they
Roam in the
roam
forest,
in the
they have rasa
forests.
dance, they have different pastimes of singing and dancing, and then they finally take rest at around midnight. They take rest, and then Krishna again, Radharani again wake up at 3:22 back again.
And before 10:34 a.m., Mother Yashoda puts Krishna to sleep, and Krishna sleeps. But at 10:34 a.m., he again wakes up. 10:34 p.m., he again wakes up
And
and
leaves.
goes in search of Radharani.
So here we have questions for today's session. We thank Ananga Mohini Gopika for giving us the questions for today.
So the questions are, first, how does Maya Devi entice the devotee? What are the qualities of people in the age of Kali? What are the symptoms of Kali Yuga? How does Vrinda Devi engage the birds in the service of the divine couple? Which is the best service of Srimati Radharani for Krishna? How do Gopas and Gopis arrange the meeting of Radha and Krishna? Why would Krishna cover himself with the dust of Vraja? Who is the messenger of Srimati Radharani? And finally, what are the 5 doshas of the moon?
So we look forward to hearing from all of you, and again we look forward to your association tomorrow again. And I hope, Shamala, this has helped you in summarizing. Okay, so thank you so much for all your comments. We are very grateful to all of you for joining us. Have a wonderfully blissful Radhashtami. And for us here in the US, we are concluding our Radhashtami, but we continue to pray to Srimati Radharani, and we beg for all of your blessings so we may continue to serve you, and wishing you all again a very happy Sri Radhashtami.
Hare, happy Radhashtami.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.